I think it's important that I just take a couple minutes to discuss with you the consequences when you just get into your year, into your month, into your day, week, and shall just be doing activity. This is Ella George, also known as the Bridge Builder. I want us to talk today about something we do take for granted that has really bad consequences, which is not planning. So as recently as last week, I was speaking to someone and trying to find out how much of their goals they had achieved. So if the goal is at 100, how much have you done? And unsurprisingly, I shouldn't be saying that, but unsurprisingly, they did not have a clear goal for the year. So it's almost like, well, so it's hard to tell. So I think it's important that I just take a couple minutes to discuss with you the consequences when you just get into your year, into your month, into your day, week, and shall just be doing activity, right? The consequences are far-reaching, and a lot of times we're not doing what we should because from the beginning there was no foundation that was set right. All right? Consequence is that there's no direction. You are just moving really like a headless chicken. There is no direction. You don't know what to do to achieve your goals. You don't know where to look to in times of doubt. When you're doubtful, when you're not sure how things are going, when you're not sure what to do about how things are going, where do you look? Where do you get direction from? That is your plan. And if you don't have a plan, then you're already missing out on that, right? So that's the number one thing. The second thing is that you become that person who only makes decisions based on what they're seeing right in front of them, what is urgent, on your short-term goals. That's what now drives you. Right? So you're not looking long-term, you're not positioning yourself long-term. What that does is this. For successful businesses, they have a good idea of how to manage short-term expectations or short-term expectations with positioning themselves to win in the long run. Because innovation is driving a lot of what is happening in the business world. Technology is driving what is happening in the business world. So if your eyes are not on the long term, you will not position yourself, and younger businesses, newer businesses will enter the market and kick you out because you did not plan for the future. So that's another consequence. Consequence is that your employees are not as productive as they should be, right? Your employees don't feel like there's something they're working towards. They don't feel like there's something that should keep them going. It's almost like, same. There's no big thing that they're looking forward to achieve and go, yeah, hoorah, and that is not a very good thing, because even when you manage, it's going to be hard to get good people, but even when you manage to get them, you really can't keep them because there's nothing to look forward to, and that is a bad consequence. Right? That's what happens when you refuse to do some strategic thinking and planning. The next thing that can happen is it becomes really hard to identify the threats that are facing your business, and it becomes hard to take action or do some activities to control those threats or mitigate those threats. Let me explain what I mean before you run. I'm not going over your head. Now, when you plan, you don't plan because everything will go according to plan. As a matter of fact, take this from a strategist. When you plan, I guarantee you 100%, okay, let's make it 99.9% because I'm not God, but I guarantee you that when you make a plan, everything will not go according to what you planned. Not for weddings, not for building houses, not for starting some programs, not for building a business. plans are not really meant to, you know, be executed just like that. Things will crop up. Sometimes things will go wrong. But you plan because you want to take yourself through the thinking process. You want to anticipate what could go wrong. You want to prepare for how to leverage your strengths and take advantage of, you know, opportunities that are in the market. You want to position yourself to become that business that others want to do business with. That is why you plan. To put all of these things in place and then say, what do I need? How are we going to do it? What steps do we need to put in place? That is the reason you plan. And so when you don't do that, you already are shooting yourself in the foot, and it becomes really difficult to get anything out of it. And then the next thing, for a lot of small businesses, we know that marketing is a major issue small businesses face. Many people went into business because they're good at something, but don't really know how to, you know, run the business or market it and get new customers, or even retain the ones that they have. So part of your planning process should involve marketing. How are we going to get new customers? How are we going to satisfy them? How are we going to retain those customers over the long run? Because everybody's stepping up their game. Now, if you don't plan, how do you answer these questions? You're just going to be doing day-to-day activity that leads you nowhere. All right, I don't want this video to be too long. If not, there's so many other things I could talk about. You know, how you make bad decisions because, you know, you're not planning, how you have a lot of difficulty adjusting to things like COVID-19, adjusting to things like, you know, businesses getting having to start from scratch because during the protests, you know, their places were burnt down. So many other things, there are a lot of consequences. But please, do not put yourself in a situation, if you know that you are smart, you're hardworking, you might as well do it right. Don't put yourself in a situation to experience these consequences simply because you are too busy to be strategic. I'm going to be saying that it's going to be do I call it a mantra that I keep repeating this season. Do not be too busy to be strategic, okay? So ensure that you plan out 2021. Ensure that you plan out every quarter, every month, every week, every day. And I'll see you in the next video. Share this video with someone and let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Have there been times when you really could tell that if I had thought about this, if I had planned, this wouldn't have happened? Feel free to share. Let's learn from your stories. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.